The Colvill Area Volunteer Fire Department has a new high-tech tool for search and rescue and other first response efforts.
So we should be good to go.
It's a DJI Matrice drone, donated by a local resident who previously used the drone in conjunction with his agricultural land in North Dakota.
We've used it once before we got the thermal camera for search and rescue one time. So we had an opportunity to use it then. We recently picked up the thermal camera because I was actually watching in the national news and they talked about a child in, I think it was Wisconsin, that got lost in a cornfield, and they found her in the night because of a thermal camera, and said had she not been found, she might not have survived the night because it was so cold. And that made us feel, and the department all agreed, that if we have a drone, we should be able to do the same thing.
Yeah, the amount of ground you could cover is, if I have line of sight, it can go about 4 miles range. So you could cover, 16 square miles essentially if you have perfect line of sight around you, if you were standing on a knob. So you can cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. But yeah, with the thermal camera, obviously it's going to expand the role it can do. So
one of the interesting things, and Jordan can elaborate it more than I can, is with the thermal camera, it'll scan a zone, and if it picks up something that's hotter than the rest, if it's moving, it can track it.
Yeah, it'll follow a hot spot, so you can active track it, and it'll essentially just stay locked on to that hot spot. But honestly, my girlfriend and our dogs were in the woods out back here the other day when I flew it, and it was so easy to pick them out, even surprisingly through the tree cover. It's amazing what the small gaps in the leaves and stuff, you could still pick up a definite heat signature through there. So it was surprising how well you could see them through the tops of the trees. So it worked really good. So this is a 4K, it's got 2 sensors on it. So this is a 4K image overlaid over the thermal image. So it gets the outlines of things a lot better. So if you're looking at a tank, a vehicle accident, and there was a tanker involved, you could see the thermal image would catch the level of the fluid in the tank or gas. And the 4K image overlaid over that would pick up the placards, and you could get a clear view of what's in the tank. Anything with heat coming off of it really stands out. Yellows and stuff, that's the hot stuff, and you can see how cold the woods is around us here. And like the parking lot, it's kind of a little bit darker, it's holding some heat. But you can change, depending on where you're at in the situation, you can change to different color palettes. Yeah, and so the outlines of the trees, that's that MSX overlay. If this was just a regular thermal camera, it wouldn't show those outlines. It would just show more of like a heat bloom rather than like an outline of an object.
Ever see any wild animals?
Just the dogs the other day, and it was surprising how well you could pick out a dog compared to a human, which would be handy if you're searching for somebody. You wouldn't want to see a coyote or a wolf or something and just assume it's the person you're looking for,
Yeah.
So it's nice he's had some time to practice and train with it, so
Yeah.
that we can use it for things we need to when it comes up.